Hey guys, I usually don't post product reviews on YouTube. I post very different type of vlogs on here. However, I just upgraded my gear and it took me a long time to make that decision. I went through countless reviews online. I watched all the YouTube videos comparing different lenses and cameras to each other to make this decision. And I figured let me share that experience with you as well and give you my first impressions of the Sony A7 Mark III. So I recently got the Sony A7 Mark III full frame camera with a 85mm portrait lens by Sony and the new Sigma Art 50mm 1.4 lens for the Sony full frame E Mount, which I both tested in the field last week with a portrait shoot, and I'll give you some samples of that later. Moving to a Sony camera for the first time can be quite daunting, especially because the menu is very complicated. Sony has very customizable menus, and if you spend half a day just going through all these settings and learning everything, it actually reaps the benefits because you can customize the camera the way that it suits your shooting style. Now, there are customizable buttons, there are customizable settings, it's very advanced. But once you know how everything works, you can really make the camera work for you. So I really enjoyed that feature. The other feature that the camera has is the auto eye focus. I shoot a lot of portrait work, and a lot of times you have moving models, you have sun flares coming in, you're shooting against the light, you're shooting with low light conditions, you're trying to move from portrait to landscape mode. Eye autofocus I thought was a gimmick that Sony had just to kind of recognize the eye for you and to focus on it. But not only does it do that, it does it in continuous autofocus at very high speeds. So what I noticed from a portrait shoot that I did last week is that every photo that I shot, the eyes were in focus, and it's incredible how the camera recognizes them, sometimes even through sunglasses, which is amazing. So it's a feature that really works for me as a portrait shooter. I used both the 85 and the Sigma Art 50mm for portraits, and here are some samples of my work so you can compare the difference in quality. Now, what you can see on both these lenses is that they both have fantastic soft bokeh. I shot on a very short depth of field. The eyes are beautifully in focus. I love the skin tones on this. The dynamic range on the Sony is really great. So for editing, that's fantastic too. All in all, I'm very happy with the results. Much sharper than what I shot on my previous setup. I also did some filming with these, and I noticed that the focus tracking on the filming was really great, both on the Sigma as well on the Sony lens. The Sigma is obviously the new one with the Sony full frame E Mount on there, and it really seems to work with the camera very well, so I'm super happy with this setup. Especially because I needed a camera that was a good hybrid, which was both good at photography as well as video, and I think I have both of them right in here. It's a very compact camera too, very easy to carry around. Even though this lens is quite big, this lens is actually really light to carry around in your backpack, so it's super easy to move around with as well. And yeah, overall very happy so far. And please follow me on Instagram, Wijsman Media, to see some of my portrait work that I've shot already. But also you can follow me on Facebook, Mark Wijsman page, and then you can see what content I'm going to make in the next coming months. Thank you.